This story that I'm about to talk to you about is a combination of simpism and just straight up torture. So this man's name is Travis Ray Thompson, and he is out of Florida. Here we go with Florida again. And this man completely severed this 2-year-old girl's spine because her mother broke up with him. Y'all heard that correctly. A Florida man has been arrested and charged in connection with the death of a toddler who suffered an extreme spinal injury this spring. Travis Ray Thompson, age 24, stands accused of murder in the first degree while engaged in an aggravated child abuse over the early May death of a 2-year-old girl who was left in his care. According to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, the defendant abused the girl in such a way that left her spine completely severed and then waited 30 minutes before taking her to the hospital. Based on the severity and nature of the break, it was determined that Thompson applied significant gradual force to the victim's upper and lower body from the front of the fulcrum point on her lower back, which screams to me that it's almost like he bent her. Like he pulled from the top and the bottom and just kind of bent her. That's the only way that I can see it. So I can imagine the type of pain she was going through before he actually snapped it. According to an autopsy report cited by Fort Pierce, Florida-based CW affiliate KTVX, the child died from traumatic injuries resulting in the disarticulation of the lumbar spine. The document reportedly said the break was caused by a significant gradual force being placed simultaneously on the front of the victim's upper torso and head and lower body. Those injuries also resulted in the girl suffering large amounts of internal bleeding. The TV station reported that investigators learned the girl's mother was staying in Thompson's camper on the night of May 2nd, 2022, in order to help him with an automotive repair the next day. The next morning, the defendant dropped an older child off at a school bus stop and returned back to the camper. The little girl was allegedly left in his care during the late morning when her mother went off to work. Thomas allegedly said he and the girl went down to a nearby lake for 15 minutes and then returned to the camper so he could use the bathroom. The last place he left the toddler, he allegedly said, was on a futon. The defendant told law enforcement he heard a loud sound and came out of the bathroom to find the girl limp and gurgling, according to the arrest report, but still taking shallow breaths. Several phone calls were then made, the arrest report alleges, before the girl's mother made it back to the camper. The two then took the girl to the hospital together. While en route to the hospital, the victim's mother directed Thompson to call 911 when she realized the victim had stopped breathing altogether. The little girl died 3 hours after arriving. Staff at the Advent Health Waterman Hospital in Tavares, Florida, reported the girl's injuries and presence in the emergency room as suspicious, and sheriff deputies arrived to begin their investigation. Thompson has consistently maintained his innocence, repeatedly insisting that he has no idea how or why the girl died. Like they wouldn't be able to pull up how her body looked, because no one can do that to their body on their own. Like that definitely had assist from someone who was strong enough to do it. According to Tampa NBC affiliate WFLA, investigators learned that Thompson and the girl's mother were previously in a romantic relationship and that she had broken things off with the defendant roughly a week before the day the toddler died. She reportedly told investigators that Thompson was angry about the split. Detectives also allegedly turned up text messages that relayed the extent of his anger with the girl's mother, KTVX reported. The defendant is being held in the Marion County Jail without bond. That is some wild stuff right there. Again, another situation where someone loses their life behind someone breaking up with them. Y'all know I just did a video about that Chinese man in Africa who eliminated his ex-girlfriend because she rejected him. And by the way, going back to that story, I actually found out that that woman was 24. I knew she had to be younger than him because this guy was 47 and she was 24. So she was less than half his age. So that guy just screams like he was a control freak. So he was very controlling of her. And I'm willing to bet they probably were together before she turned 24. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, this guy was upset that the mother of this child had broke up with him. So he had to exact revenge on her. And he said, you know what? I'm not going to take it out on you. I mean, I am going to take it out on you, but not in the sense of I'm not going to get rid of you. I'm going to take away your pride and joy, and that's your daughter. And another thing that came to mind is, did he feel that the daughter was in the way? That's why if you are going to be in a relationship with somebody who maybe doesn't have kids and you have kids or a kid, you have to be very 110% sure that this person is okay with dating you and you have a child. Because a lot of the times they'll say that they're okay, but then something that the child does that rubs you the wrong way, then it's like it's an issue. And some people just won't date people with children altogether. And hey, that's fine. That's their thing. So as the person who doesn't have children, you need to also make that clear with the person who has kids up front. Like, look, I like you and all, you cool and whatever, but the deal breaker is that you have a child. And I'm not trying to deal with whatever drama may come with that, not necessarily from the child, but maybe the child's parent, possibly maybe even from you, because it could be a thing where I might have to discipline your child and you don't want me to do it because it's not my child. So those are other factors that I'm taking into this as well. But I don't think that's what happened here, because this guy severed this girl's spine. Like, that was some malice savagery right there. Like, he literally had to bend her. They say she had got grabbed from the upper and the lower part of her body, and she basically had to get bent. And when I think about it, think about when people are trying to break like a log or something, and they step on the log and they are breaking off the branch part of it, not the thickness, and they're trying to break it off. So what do you have to do? You have to step on it a certain way and then pull upwards. When I think of that, as well as the sound of the branch breaking off of the log, I think of what this guy most likely did to that girl. And she was only 2 years old. She was probably, I know she had to be screaming to the top of her lungs. Because you got to think, if you even tap your spine the wrong way, that's painful. So imagine severing it. And they said severed, which means broke. He literally broke her spine. Oh, wait, like in two. Only one or two outcomes would have happened with her. One is the one that we already have, or two, at least she would have been paralyzed. She probably would have never walked again. But because he severed it, yeah, it's most like, yeah, death was really the only option, because you really ain't coming back from that unless it's a miracle that they can repair it. But then even after that, like I said, the likelihood of it being able to walk again is very unlikely. So hopefully whatever consequences he gets, wherever it is that he's going, hopefully they have learned about what he's done and they stomp on his spine and sever it. And he can meet the same fate as he put upon this child. But again, going back to a lot of these, and I'm going to address the women. If you are a single mother and you have children, you better make sure that if you're out in the dating scene, that whoever you're dating is okay with you having kids. Don't bring your child around the other person so fast either. But yeah, that's just because you never know. You just never know what people out here. They present one way to you, and then when you show maybe like you're not interested, you don't want to be with them anymore, then that's when their other side comes out. And that's exactly what he showed. He showed his true nature. Him doing what he did to this woman's child, that's the true him, not what he was doing prior to that. That was just a cover as far as I know. And it makes you wonder, how was he treating her in the relationship as well? Because it said that he did this a week after they broke up. This was not a month later or 2 months or even 6 months down the line. This was a week later, like they had just freshly broken up. And then this happens. Well, hopefully he gets whatever comes to him times 10. I'm going to conclude the video right there. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, click the bell twice to be notified. If for any reason the bell does not work, I upload my videos in a Premiere style format, which means you can hit the notification button on the thumbnail and receive notifications when I get ready to premiere the video. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.